And welcome to the Trading Bell. I'm Nokip Kimboy, and today we're having a discussion on matters the place of the Sacco in this current world. We've seen a lot of evolution in talks, especially with the new government coming in and the propositions they're making, touching on the issue of hustler fund. How will SACCOs position themselves? Do they have the structure to be able to operationalize such a fund? Apart from that also, there is a boosted call for us as a country to be able to save more. We become a saving nation. Will SACCOs be able to transform that culture? How will they do it? What challenges are they facing? Well, there's the conversation that will be anchoring our show this wonderful evening, and I'm joined by Safaricom Sacco Societies Limited Chief Executive Officer Joseph Njoroge. Mr. Njoroge, welcome to Trading Bell.
Thank you.
For starters, SACCOs have been a very critical pillar in the Kenyan financial system. They have been able to reach where majority of traditional financial systems have not been able to reach. So far, post-COVID-19 based on your experience at Safaricom Sacco, how are SACCOs faring on health-wise?
Okay, thank you for having me in this show. And just coming a day after the World Savings Day is actually a privilege. To answer you, post-COVID, we've seen a very robust growth in the Sacco sector. Actually, during the COVID time, interestingly, SACCOs were not affected as such. Yes, we registered growth, but not the issue of growth. But if you look at the statistics at the end of year 2021, the Sacco deposits have grown to 565 billion, and also the membership has increased to 6 million members. And the total assets for all SACCOs is now, we are approaching 1 trillion Kenya shillings. And another fact that we should note is that SACCOs in this country contribute 42% of the national savings. So that is how big the SACCOs are, and how they have very big contribution in the economy of this country. So I would say generally, SACCOs have been able to withstand the storm of COVID, and they were resilient enough, and they were able to come out as tools or vehicles of economic transformation.
Definitely. Yeah. And I'm glad we're having the conversation about national saving. Yes. Because generally as a country, we are a high consuming country. Yes. And that has become quite a concern for the current government, saying we have to find a way of saving more as a country. SACCOs, as you've rightly mentioned, you contribute a huge percentage when it comes to national savings. Yes. In terms of the culture that the SACCOs have put to be able to be where you are in regards to national savings, what would you say are some of those structures that are encouraging savings in the SACCO space?
Okay, one, I would say the SACCOs are founded on very firm principles. One, they are democratically controlled. They are self-supervised in a way that it's the members who elect their representatives. So one, that already creates trust because it's our organization. We have chosen our leadership, and therefore we trust in the business that we are coming in. Remember, when you come to a SACCO, you are the member, you are the owner, and you are the customer. So you wear three pair of shoes in one. That in whatever contribution you make as a member, it always comes back to you, because the profit or the surpluses that the SACCOs make, at the end of the day, it comes back to the same members through interest and dividends. Therefore, in terms of the culture, one, members are able to save because they know their money is secure. Number two, there is a return on that investment. And number three, they're able to access cheap credit. So that gives the members an impetus to be able to save in those SACCOs.
All right.
Yeah.
And in terms of SACCOs and the challenges, because we've seen we are an evolving market.
Yeah.
And looking at Africa, looking at Kenya, we are a relatively young country. And target should be on these young people.
Yes.
So far from your observation, is there enthusiasm amongst the youth to join SACCOs, or is there something that is kind of they're holding at bay on matters SACCOs? How's the young interaction with SACCOs?
Okay, from my experience, I can say there's some apathy by the young people from joining SACCOs, particularly those who are between the age of 25 and 35. These are people who either have joint employment, they are fresh graduates, and their immediate needs. Okay, there's a group that would like to meet the immediate needs, not minding so much about tomorrow. And therefore, when you come to a SACCO and then they are told to save for a period before they can access credit, they lack that patience of waiting. Number two, saving is all about culture and discipline. In our country, and maybe from the older generation, we've not been able to pass this good culture of savings to our young people because they are now getting used to a life where they're able to access their needs now and then. They don't know tomorrow is coming. But from where I sit, and that's something that we've done as Safaricom Sacco, we've been able to innovate. Actually, innovation is the key to attracting this generation. So once you like to attract this youth, because these are people whose life is always on the social media, they're either on their phones or their tablets or their laptops. So what we've done as a SACCO, from joining as a member, you do it online. If you need a loan application, you also do it online. So we've been able to reduce the paperwork and remove that traditional setup of the SACCO that they thought is something that is all about a lot of paperwork, coming, fill forms. Then when you come even to issues like loan guarantorship, we've changed. You don't have to go and look for guarantors. You can now bring a collateral and access a loan. And even if now you're looking for those guarantors, it's just at the comfort of your home, comfort of your office. You just need to text them, they will be able to text back to the SACCO, and you are there. So what I would say is the issue of innovation, and not only in the processes, but even on the products that the SACCOs are offering. They need to be responsive to the needs of this generation. Because you agree with me, their needs right now are not the needs that the older generation had. These are people who want to move very fast in life. So you must innovate and make sure you have product that resonate very well with the needs of that generation.
Definitely,
Yeah.
innovation and sort of customize your products to fit that particular market. And with that, have you seen sort of improved numbers from young people with this form of innovation? What is the impact of taking that intentional effort?
I can say it has borne fruit, and the case of our SACCO here, Safaricom Sacco, we are very youthful SACCO. Our membership, our average age is 30 years. So that means that easiness of doing things has borne fruit. So we've seen more young people coming in, because when you talk to them out there and you tell them joining is just clicking to a link, upload your ID, upload your payslip or bank statement, you are there. Saving is through online platforms. So for us, we've been able to see some traction in that area. When we come to the products that we are offering, we have products that are able to attract the youth. Particularly like now, we have a mortgage product, which is, we charge at 9% per annum, and it's for 25 years. So if you split, say you are looking for a house, say 5 million, and you are given 25 years to pay, that means if this young person is very serious about owning a home, it's a chance that they can be able to take and be able to own a home at that age of 25, and they can pay during their working life comfortably without any difficulty, because that period alone of 25 years, it is giving them flexibility in terms of payment of these loans.
SACCOs, yeah, there is that element of credit right there.
Yes.
So you are motivated to save, and one of the benefits is that you get credit.
Yes.
Now, looking at the largest scale of things, the government now is talking about operationalization of Hustler Fund, which is quite an interesting concept. Yes. And I'm trying to figure out the place of SACCOs in this whole structure of rolling out affordable credit to majority of Kenyans. What do you think the place of Sacco is in this?
Okay, I would say SACCOs are the best suited to operationalize this Hustler Fund, simply because SACCOs, having been in existence in this country for over 100 years, actually this year we celebrate 100 years of the Sacco movement in Kenya, SACCOs have the right structures in terms of loan vetting or the appraisal and the collection. Because if this Hustler Fund is rolled out and the government does not have the right structures on how to vet those who are borrowing, and now the hardest part of the credit administration will be how to collect the monies that have been given out. So a SACCOs, based on the experience that we have on lending and collections, will be best suited to provide or be able to channel these Hustler Funds. The other advantage is SACCOs are also liquid. They have their own funds. So they will be able even to go beyond the Hustler Fund. Once we are able to get these young people, the SMEs on board, SACCOs using even their own liquidity, they can be able to extend this Hustler Fund. So my advice to the government is don't look for any other vehicle to channel these funds. SACCOs are the best suited. That one is something I can guarantee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is quite interesting because you talk about structures. And you are in the business of credit, at the same time savings. Yes. How important are structures? And just looking from your observation of this Hustler Fund, which is being touted by the government, what do you think will be the critical tenets that they need to have in place if it were to become a success?
Okay, in terms of structure, let me talk of the governance. Governance is very key, particularly for financial institutions, because they ensure that we have the right policies and the procedures to be followed in administering this credit. So, one, we must get the right people at the top. Who is leading? What is the tone at the top? Because we need a voice that tells these young people, this money is not coming for free, it's coming to uplift your life. Number two, we may need the right infrastructure in terms of IT. Because for you to be able to administer that huge fund, you require a robust IT system. And I believe right now, most of the SACCOs in this country, we have the right IT services, systems, to be able to administer these funds, because you're able to gather more data, not just the basics that we normally see. Right now, we've gone even to the level of artificial intelligence, that we are able to learn your credit history and your habit. That's why I'm saying, with those structures at place, once we bring in these people, it will be very easy to vet them, because we'll be able to tell somebody who is just coming to borrow with the intention of not paying. So the governance issue, the IT, and even the other qualified personnel who are able to administer these funds.
Okay. Yeah. And it's quite interesting. You've mentioned technology. Yeah. Technology is very critical. It makes things easy. Less time, less energy, less resources. But at the same time, just looking at the way we've utilized technology in terms of either boosting or exacerbating our savings culture. Kenyans borrow a lot from, digital lending platforms. We are a heavy borrower country. Correct. And little saving country. How do we turn technology, into a saving-oriented tool more than sort of heavily credit-oriented tool, especially in these hard economic times? How do you find that balance?
Yes, I think technology can be a very good platform or an enabler to increase savings in this country. One, we'll be able to create channels where I'll be able to save. Like if I have a mobile phone, I have M-Pesa, or I have other e-wallets. So I can just automate. I say every week I'll be saving 100 shillings. And you're able to send that money to your account. Number two, we can be able to use technology to educate, particularly the social media, because we are saying these young people who are not being attracted to the SACCOs and other savings is because of the financial illiteracy. So we can use the technology, particularly the social media, to educate these young people on the need to save. So that way, we have used technology in the right way of communication and informing these people. And then, again, we will be able to use this technology to inform more people on the successes that have come from the Sacco. You see, people will be able to share experiences, so success stories. Can be able to share them with these young people and any potential saver out there, to be able to learn from what has happened, those who have been able to serve. What are the success stories? What have they been able to do using the savings that they have?
Definitely. Yeah. And as we finish up briefly, that has always been the question as we talk about savings culture.
Yes.
Is saving a product of income? Or is it a product of discipline? Or is it a product of culture?
Okay, thank you for that question. One, I would say saving is a discipline, because anyone with an income, whatever big or whatever small, has a capacity to save. So besides the income, because everyone, even that hustler, is able to save. But it comes now the part of the discipline. How do I put aside some money for tomorrow? So it's all about the habits, which talks to the culture, the discipline, and also I'll add, there is the issue of the self-denial, because you have to sacrifice. Because I know most people will say, my salary or my income is too small, there's nothing that I can be able to save. But if you have that discipline and you have sacrificed that I must put aside a certain amount every month, then you will succeed. So I would say saving is a matter of discipline and culture.
Definitely.
Yes.
Saving is a matter of discipline and culture.
And culture.
And those are the two critical things we have to work on, even as building national savings culture, but also personal savings culture.
Correct.
Thank you very much, Joseph
Thank you.
Njoroge,
Yeah.
CEO of Safaricom Sacco Societies Limited. And that's the ins and outs of matters SACCOs and how SACCOs could be a driver, a vehicle in making sure that affordable credit gets to majority of Kenyans. At the same time, make sure that there is an element of a culture being built, a savings culture, to say the least. Well, that has been our conversation on the Trading Bell. I'm Noki Kimboy, and I leave you with the markets.